here we are then, at midnight walk and talk. It is about midnight. Right. I watched a bit of the football. So Denmark beat Czech Republic. That was a pretty even match really. I mean, in the end, even before the game, there was no real telling us who was going to win that one because they're pretty evenly matched as teams. Yeah, really, I mean, neither team should have got to the final, anywhere near the final. Neither team, not really. But as a lot of the big teams have beaten each other already, yeah, there you go. Yeah. We've got Belgium got knocked out by Italy. Belgium knocked out Portugal. And you had Switzerland knocked out France. So that's 3 of the big teams who we expected to be in the quarters and semis out early on. Yeah, Belgium the only one that really got to the quarters. So, well, Germany as well, but Germany weren't really considered as one of the big teams in this one. Yeah. Well, I certainly wouldn't consider them as one of the big teams in this one. As we saw in the first game and the last game. Yeah, France and England. Yeah, they got soundly beaten, didn't they, really? So, there you go. Come on this way. Wait, Mollie. Mollie, Chewie, come, now. Chewie, get on with it, come. Come on, get on with it, Chewie. Chewie, when I say come, I expect you to come straight away, mate. Covie, walk away. Locki, walk away. It's only rubbish. So, yeah. There you go, that was that. And then, so England played and, yeah, they won. Easy. And again, that was expected. Again, I mean, Ukraine, should they have been in the quarterfinal? Not really. But the way that this competition has been organised, you know, teams that finished third got through. Teams that finished third in their group should never get through. Have an extra group if necessary. But teams that finish third should never get through, really. Runners up, yeah, they can go through. Winners and runners up is what it should be. Third, no. Because they're not good enough. That's why they're third, because they're not good enough. Here's one of those. So, there you go. The semi-finals are decided. And shame again, you've got Italy versus Spain, but then again, Spain aren't. Everyone expects Italy to win that for good reason. And of course, probably England to win the other one. But in the England game, there was a few things that were quite interesting. Certainly people are still going on about England having conceded a goal. Any of their future opponents need to look at the fact that they play with 2 defensive midfielders sitting in front of the defence. Why? Because England know their defence is weak. If you thought your defence was strong, the way that people are talking it up, they're saying their defence is strong. It isn't. If it was strong, you wouldn't have 2 defensive midfielders sitting right in front of it. You know, you'd have 1 maximum. You wouldn't have 2. The reason why you have 2 is because the defence is weak. Same as at United, Fred and McTominay. You know, Ollie likes to play with Fred and McTominay. Why? Because the defence needs cover. Because it isn't good enough. You can't just play Fred, you can't just play McTominay. They're not good enough. Not to be able to sort of help the defence out just on their own. You know? Then, I mean, our Fred and McTominay anywhere near Kante level of ability, or Yaya Toure, or any of those sort of players. Nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. They're nowhere near those players. And so therefore they don't have the ability. They're not really even defensive midfielders, not really. But they're put there in order to sit, really, and to help the defence, because defence isn't good enough. And that's what England do. And so if the teams can figure that out, and figure out that England know their defence is weak, you just need to really pepper the defence. England defence, really, harass them. Same as the goalkeeper, Pickford. Pickford, kicking on his left foot is strong, kicking on his right foot, very weak. very weak indeed. So again, if you can harass the defence that they're pass the ball back to his left foot, pressurising to kick on his left foot, then you're going to create chances because he's going to fluff it a lot. So if you're watching that as another team, you're not going to think about, oh, but they scored 4 goals, oh, but they haven't conceded goals. You're going to look and see, well, hold it, have they peaked? Is this them peaking, really? And the fact they haven't conceded a goal yet, well, really, they played Croatia, who took a few games to actually start. They played Scotland, who was never going to score. Then they played Czech Republic, who really, for some reason, didn't really do anything in that game. Then they played Germany again, who just, played how you expect this Germany to play. So, if you have a go at them, you're going to score. So, don't write off Denmark. Certainly if their manager shows any level of intelligence, then they will look at the England game and they will figure England out. Because do England have a second plan? It's the same as they were talking about Belgium. Belgium's second plan was always put Fellaini on up front. When Fellaini was still playing, but he's not playing international football anymore, I think, because he wasn't. Doesn't mean he isn't, it just means he wasn't in this competition. So that means he probably isn't. But without him, they didn't have a second play. They had no idea what to do when things weren't working. England are the same really. They play with 2 defensive midfielders. If things start to not work, I'm not sure what they're going to do. Do they have an actual plan of how they're going to turn this around? Because they trained to play a certain way. If you train to play a certain way with protecting the back 4 and playing with 2 in front, then when you change that, sometimes it doesn't work because you're not training that as a unit. So it would be interesting. But certainly, if I was that, I'd say, right, okay, we need to stop who? Who do we need to stop? Sterling. To stop him. He's been influential. Even today, that first goal for Kane, that basically broke the game. There you go. Ukraine had to change their tactics. They had to try and come forward, which then meant that England were a lot more comfortable from that, really. They didn't have to try and break Ukraine down because they'd already scored. So, and again, Sterling, crucial in it. So with that being the case, one would have to say, stop him. Stop him, and you pretty much stop him, you stop their attack. If you stop him, you stop their attack, then they're going to have to try something different. The problem is they've not tried anything different. Not in this competition so far. It's just been because it's worked. At some point, it's going to not work. And when it's not working, what do? That's the problem. This is where we're going to see how good a manager Southgate really is. And I think, certainly, when he was a domestic manager at Middlesbrough, he failed miserably. They got relegated. So he wasn't proven to be a good manager then. I think he's been very, very fortunate with a lot of things. I mean, he has got a good group of young players, and the clubs of these young players have done a fantastic job in raising them and teaching them. So therefore, he's come into a situation, he's had a good bunch of young English players to bring together. He's also had very, very easy draws, both in the World Cup and in this. Very, very easy draws. like if you finish there, this is the team you have to play. Germany, not an easy team to play, but easy. Well, for Germany, it's quite easy. Then Ukraine, then either Denmark or Czech Republic. They've already beat Czech Republic, so that was not going to be too much of a thing. And Denmark, good team, but not really at England's level. So England should beat them. And then you're in the final, and then it's just a case of, can you beat the team in front of you? Well, Italy, Italy have, Chiellini in defence, who's 36. So if you put fast players against him and try and, break the line, you could cause Italy some major problems, to say the least. Spain, again, defensively, not great. And with England playing 2 defensive midfielders, that means that Spain probably wouldn't get the opportunities, same as Italy. So, very, very good chance of England winning this. But not because Southgate's a great manager. Not in any way, shape or form. But as I say, a lot of people are realising that, England have a fantastic chance of winning this thing. Because of just the way that the group has unfolded in a way of giving England the easier route to the final. And where, France are knocked out, Portugal knocked out, Germany knocked out, Belgium knocked out, and either Italy or Spain would be knocked out. By the time you get to the final, you might have to face Italy or Spain, that's it. None of the big guns, Spain weren't reckoned as a big gun in this one. Neither were Italy, really. Even though for some reason, Belgium were rated as number 1. How on earth did that work out? Belgium still rated as number 1. Eden Hazard is not the player he used to be. Not since he went to Madrid. And he's massively injured. His brother's done quite well. But he's nowhere near that level. Lukaku's doing better, yes. But their defence is now very old. So, how were they rated above France? Well, certainly France. How were they rated above France? I don't know, because France have a better team, really, than Belgium. So, it's interesting, yes. I don't do the ratings, so I want to put Belgium probably about number 5. If you're talking about world rankings, I don't know how good Brazil are. I don't know how good Argentina are now. I certainly don't think Argentina or Brazil are anywhere near the teams they were before. I don't think Uruguay are anything worth bothering about. So I think on the world stage, I don't know. I think, again, you've got to look at France, really. It's one of the best. Then, obviously, I say Italy, I don't know. For the World Cup, maybe. It depends. Can the older players, stay fit and strong until the World Cup? If they can, well then maybe. Italy are a team to be reckoned with there. The problem is that the older players like Chiellini have got to retire at some point from international duty. It's going to have to happen at some point. And they're going to be caught out. It's quite likely they will be in the final. Say if Southgate uses any wisdom and they're facing Italy, then definitely you've got to put your faster, younger people against them. If necessary, drop Kane. I would. I'd think about dropping Kane because of the fact that when it comes down to it, Chiellini coped very, very well with Lukaku. Lukaku is bigger and stronger than Kane. But Lukaku is slow. He's not quick on the turn or anything like that, he's quite slow. Well, compared to Rashford and Sancho and Sterling, he's quite slow. So therefore, put your quicker players against the likes of Chiellini. Causing problems. Same as you do with Hummels and players like that, the German team. Same as you would with Alderweireld, with Belgium. When you've got older players who are slowing down, haven't quite got the pace anymore, you put your quicker players against them, you cause them problems. You don't necessarily put your players that are good in the air against defenders that are good in the air. You put players that are good on the floor against players that are good in the air. Otherwise, you're basically pitting a player with similar strengths to them against them. It sort of favours them. So, no, do the opposite. Keep the ball low. So, don't let them enjoy the game. Make it difficult for them. Make it so they're more likely to make a mistake. Oh, yeah. Right, come this way. Micky! Come next, this way. Come, Locks. Well, we haven't got Gracie tonight because she can be quite barking at people, and weekend people will come in out from pubs and stuff being drunk. Not a good idea. Plus with Gracie, more than that, she is skin and bone. She is. She's not the only one. Micky's quite skin and bone as well. And he is. He's quite skinny. He's quite a slim lad. But with Gracie, she's going to have one more litter of pups, and I'd rather she puts on some weight before then, because obviously, she's going to lose weight when she's feeding her pups, isn't she? So I'd rather she puts on a bit of weight before she gets that point of feeding pups. So she's only got one more litter. And at that point, gradually she'll put weight on. But when she's out, she does run around an awful lot. And for a slim girl, that's not necessarily going to help her to put weight on. I feed her quite often. But again, I don't really want her poo going liquidy. It's already going a bit soft, so it's like, right, okay, slow that down a tad, but also keep her from running around too much right now. One good run a day, I think, at the moment for her. I think that's all she needs. Same as Amber. Amber's going to have one more litter of pups, so again with her, slow down her exercise as well, help her to put some weight on before she has pups. And Mollie's quite a chunky girl anyway. She doesn't run around too much. Well, neither does Amber, actually. Amber really doesn't run around too much. With Amber, it's more a fact of head down and trying to eat crab. It's like, right, okay. Yep. So Amber will really go out more when I go across the road to the field there. She'll go out there more. That's where Gracie won't be going. Well, the bloke said that she nipped him. So it's best to keep her away from areas where there's many people certainly riding past on push bikes and stuff like that. Keep her away from that sort of thing. Plus also, if I keep her away, then I can play wacky ball and stuff like that with the others. And when I do take her there, I'm kicking the ball, she's just running round us, which is okay for her, but as I say, she does run a lot. So, taking her to places like Stinky Woods, that's good for Grace there. I can see for quite a long way, so if I can see someone, I can keep an eye on Gracie. She generally does respond to the whistle, so that's pretty good. Not bad with that. Although again, she responds to it really when she wants to, so that's not so good. Process really, isn't it, really? And so soon it'll be a case of Jacob and Teri will be coming on the woodland walk as well, because at some point I'm going to have to take a few of these with Jacob and Teri. I'm not sure who to take though. Well, I've got to do it in a way where I take the ones that aren't really too nutty initially with them. So Mollie would be good. Riley would be good because Riley's not too nutty. Riley's quite calm. So he'd be a good one to take. But then, of course, take probably Covie and Locki as well. Yeah. Well, because they'll probably chase them because they quite like Covie and Locki. So that's quite good. Yeah, so take Chewie, take Riley, probably take Micky as well. Even though he does run ahead, yeah, he's not too barky. Yeah, that's why Gracie, no, because she's barky. Amber, no, because she's barky. So anything like that. But even a case of Covie and Locki, maybe not take both. Based upon the fact that they do play fight a lot together. And maybe that's not a good thing for the pups to be around. Yeah, not on the first walk when they go with the big doggies. Yeah, so I'll be looking to do that probably midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it'd just be a case at the moment to take the two pups on their own. Just around there, just get them used to coming when called and just going on walkies. Dealing with the smells and the sights and the sounds and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then, midweek, take a few others on the walkies with them. So that they get to learn from the other dogs as to how to behave and how to do things. Because they will learn a lot from them. When I say to them, come on, this way, and they come, the pups will realise, oh, okay, we're supposed to go on. Right, so that's going to help them quite a lot to learn. And it'll be helpful to learn, to walk with the packs. And then when I bring all the rest of them, of course they've learned with 5 of them, you just add the other 4. And you get a bit more barking, but they'll be a bit more assured because they've been around bigger doggies anyway. I'm just uploading the video now of their second walk around the ferry village, and there was some bloke there. I got annoyed with the bloke, I really did. There was no need for it at all. We were walking down the path, walking back towards the car. Suddenly this bloke with a dog come walking out the woods. I kept ahead, there was no one there. Suddenly he was there, right in front of us. Now normally, not a major problem if it's a friendly dog. This wasn't a friendly dog. This was a rehomed dog. He was telling me it's a rehomed dog. This dog was snarling. Right? Now, you've got a dog that snarls. When you bring it out and there's babies there, puppies, take the dog straight back in the bloody woods. Of course, what would I do if I had Amber? I mean, with Amber, she, generally speaking, she growls at bigger dogs, but babies, she doesn't. But if she did, then there'd be no way, shape or form I'll let her get anywhere near or walk anywhere near puppies, knowing that she's going to be like that. I was not impressed with the man at all. His excuse, oh, she's a rehome. And? Yeah, I don't care. So what? There's a problem. Yeah, okay. In the end, here's what it is. Yeah, indeed. Well, even yesterday when I took him around, there was that bouncy Labrador, young Labrador. Really, really bouncy, about 9 months old. And of course, the pups were like, what the heck is that? This great big bouncy, nutty, playful dog. Scared them a bit, but they were okay. It's just they were a bit unsure. Come on, this thing could tread on me and cause some big problems. Which it could. It's a massive thing. And the owners knew that their dog was like that, and they had it nowhere near them. They were nowhere near the dog. Saw the dog, and about a few minutes later, the people come around the corner. So, well, that's useful. Oh, sorry, he's just a pup. Again, and you know what he's like. God, dear. That's like now I know with Gracie, I know that Gracie could nip somebody. It's no good me saying, oh, but she's a rescue. She was tied up all the time and not really socialised with people. That's why. The fact I know she's like that means that now I've got to do something about it. Now I've got to stop her being like that. If I can't stop her being like that, well then I've got to stop taking her to areas where it could be a problem, right? That's my responsibility. Now I know there's a problem, I've got to try it and deal with it, rather than ignore it, or try and use the fact that she's a rehome as an excuse for it. It's like, no, not an excuse, sorry. Can't do that, no. So the one from today that's being uploaded now, that should be done by the time I get home, and then start doing this one. Yeah. Well, in that video, I'm talking about, well, the point, I was just walking around indoors and thinking, okay, Lord, you know, what should be the next subject of discussion on these videos, you know? And God said, well, what if people truly didn't believe in God? Yeah, what sort of society would that be? Yeah, good point. So, and then recently I've come across videos where they've talked about the Vikings, and they've talked about, well, of course, the Vikings didn't believe in God, and what did they do? How did they behave? How did they view other human beings that weren't part of their clan? Yeah, and they killed them, they raped them, they pillaged them. Yeah. It was all free game, wasn't it, really? Because you're not part of my clan, what am I clan? Yeah? Because there were no consequences. Because, I mean, even the gods that they believed in, basically were gods of warfare. You know, it was seen as an honour to be killed in war. So therefore they loved war, they loved battles. Of course, the whole point of war and battles is to win, to kill people. So killing people was basically part of their life. That's because there was no God. There was no God where there was consequences, where there was, you know, a challenge to be better, to be a decent human being, to be kind towards others, to be merciful and graceful. None of that was in their belief. Anyone in their tribe who was weak would basically go up to the mountains and die. You know, in the middle of winter. That's it, up to the mountains with you. Go on. You go and die. If you survive, come back. But chances are you're not going to, so good luck. Nice knowing you. But you know, you're a bind on our tribe now. Yeah. So you need to go. Yeah? Like I was saying, during history of the UK and other places, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on where, where people have made decisions that showed that they don't believe there's any consequences to this at all. Not at all. So they make terrible decisions. Is that a cyclist? Looks like a cyclist. Okay. Better take him back there. Better take him home because I've got to get the puppies out and give them a little time to be out to pee and poo before bed. The plan was that I was going to get them indoors and start teaching them to be indoors and to let me know when they needed to pee and poo, and to sleep during sleepy time and everything, all that sort of stuff. But that just hasn't happened. And so, yeah, didn't quite work out as planned. I've got to really get to that, otherwise they can be outside dogs, and that's not a good thing. Yeah, you don't want that. You've got to start getting them in. Sooner the better. Come here, you lot. Chewie here. Now, what's this person in the car doing? They've just put some rubbish in the bin. They've cleaned that part of their car, but they've still got their engines on, the lights on. So, what, are they going, or are they staying, or are they what? Don't know. I think they're just cleaning out the car. The person's going round to the driver's side now, and what? No idea. I get the impression he's just cleaning up the car, I think. Going over to the bin again. Oh no, going over to the driver's side. Or passenger side now. Okay. In there. The reason I'm waiting here for a second is because what generally happens with situations like this, the person with their car engine is still going. So as soon as I get anywhere near them, as in very near them, they then say, oh, we're going now, and they start reversing when there's dogs walking behind the blinking cars. We'll wait here for a bit, see if they decide to go. But he's spending so much time, I don't know what he's doing in the car. What are you doing? Wait. What are you doing? What's he doing in my car? Well, I'm wondering what he's just thrown near my car. But if he's cleaning out his car, just don't chuck it over mine though. That's a bit out of order. Well, people do that. They just get the crap out of their car and chuck it just all over the place. People to deal with, you know. And this is an ideal place really to bring your crap, isn't it? What's he doing there? Brushing himself off now. He's got dirty hands. He's been dealing with crap in it. So now what's he going to do? Now he's gone, is he? Come here. Wait here. Yeah, now he's going. See? Come here. So he came here just to clean his car out, basically. Okay. I assume he's done it now. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Well, if you are coming down to play stuff out, you know, just here, places like this, that's littering. That's called a sin. Really, it is. You're dumping your trash down there for someone else to pick up. That ain't good. If you do, oh, come here. What's going on there? They're going to the other one? They're going to the other car park. Okay. Come here then. I don't know what he dumped out. There doesn't seem to be much down there actually. So, yeah. A couple of cigarette butts. Oh yeah, that's what it was, cigarette butts. That's what he chucked out. Okay. Come in, Mollie Collie. Yeah, he emptied his ashtray again. Yeah, there's bins just here. Stuck them in the bins. Don't chuck them on the floor down there. It's incredibly disrespectful. You're expecting someone else to clean that up for you. Yeah, who should be doing that really? Come on, here, Covie. Come here, mate. Come here, Docs. Turn this thing off. There you go. That's that one. Where's Micky? Micky! Micky! Come here. Covie. Chewie. Here. Now. Chewie here. Come. Micky! Come. Chewie here. Chewie here. Come here, mate. Come here, my boy. Don't drop your head, Chew. God, you nutter. 1 second. Chewie, come. Chewie, in car. The rest of you stay. Chewie, go. In. In you go, Chew. Over. Over. Thank you, my boy. Let's get Chew for you. Come on, in the car. You coming, Covie? Covie? You coming? Come on, Cubs. Right, there you go. So, yeah. In the end, yeah. Well, so there you go. Talked about football, talked about the video I did earlier, talked about that issue. It's an interesting issue, though. You know. Well, especially as I said in that video, you know, you have atheists who claim that the only reason why people believe in God is because societies need to believe in God. Well, the reality is, both things can be true. You can have a belief in God in society, certainly some societies, where that God is not a real God, but they believe in that God because as a society you need to believe in something to keep society straight and decent. But there could still be God. Still be the real God to believe in. So, yeah. Complicated, isn't it, really? There you go. You take care, God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.